It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. Next on Madden Football.
Just a little ways east from the nation's political arena, we're in a much different type of arena here. Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball is teed up. Zane Gonzalez to do the honors. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Forced out to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They get 13 on the pickup, and the Giants will have a first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
A quick throw, swatted away, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Ross out of the pistol. Like a good target, Brock. Neighbors is there. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, here's Russ. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock, but by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
We see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down throw from Wilson. Taken in by Bellinger. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Once more, it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and he locates Johnson. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throwing again. Here's Wilson. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Gano ready to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stuffed on the return at the 27. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jayden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
He's going to pull this one down and run with it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
On second down, Robinson. And they had that one contained right at the line. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Third down give to Robinson. He gets the first and more to the 45. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on third down. And he made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
On first down, here's Daniels. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again, following the sack. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. An option give to Robinson. And he gets this forward to the 19. He gets 6 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the Stix. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Samuel comes in motion left. First down, and they go right back to it. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Here's Robinson. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the gun, it's Daniels. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Robinson goes up and over for the touchdown. The Commanders finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Russ looking to throw. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Wilson on the play fake. Oh, he got way too much under that one. Too high, that's incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And now it's 3rd and short.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Robinson sent in motion left. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Daniels on 1st down. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And hold on, everyone. There's a Commanders player shaken up after that play, and he's in need of some attention. First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Cut near the goal line. And that's a Washington touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders drive their lead to 11. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. And this the same as a touchback now, up to the 30 before going out. The Giants getting one more series here before the half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. "19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it." They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Wilson with it on first. Has his man, it's Tracy. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 46. He's got him. That's Tracy.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Graham Gano and the Giants field goal unit out. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Gano ready to send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. Out comes the offense for Washington to begin the third quarter. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. Ertz reels it in. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Here's Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
That's taken in by Samuel. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Daniels off the play action. Buying some time right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Daniels now. Buys time, rolling right. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Wilson from his own end zone. Has him on the quick hitter.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. A handoff to Tracy. and he's brought down for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop to run like that for a tackle for loss.
And we just saw this movie. They stopped him again at the line.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
The Giants are set to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And this defense, boy, just beyond frustrated this late in the game. How's a group supposed to deal with him as a passer, Brock, and dedicate the resources needed to slow down this type of day on the ground, too? Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. That was intended for Deebo Samuel. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now Daniels to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, he keeps it left on the option. He's got a gain of 6 there. Michael McFadden able to make the play. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
And that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in mind, double digits, and they nearly got it there.
Play fake here, Daniels. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the 4th. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Running left is Robinson. And he drives this forward to the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders lead by 15 now. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants offense all set to get started. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they face 2nd down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. Third and just 2 to go. Here's Wilson to the air. He finds Johnson. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. Finds his target, Robinson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Second down now, 7 to go. Sticking in the air with Wilson. Gets this to Johnson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to them and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Wilson to throw again. Connects with Johnson. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure of the drive's right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
They've got 1st down from the 31. They motion the tight end over. He completes it in traffic. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Got it, man. Robinson has it. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense up to the line fast. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Russ looking to throw. Pass cut by Tracy. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Working quickly here. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants can make it a 1-score game as they trim the lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Extra point try coming. This would importantly make it a 1-score game. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return starts at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They go play action here. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, Well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders leading by 8. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. He's back to throw. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. The Commanders ready for the punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And it'll be Giants football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Defense getting in on the fun, Brock, with that 4th quarter lead as they provide a nice little boost there with the pick 6.
Yeah, you could feel some of the desperation of this offense. And when you get into that mode, it is danger time. Defenses love to take advantage of it. I always say to you, Kate, play fast but never in a hurry. You can't be rushed offensively because you can often be rushed into mistakes like that.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders lead by 15 now. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Gray now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Wilson. Setting up the screen. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. From the 36. Finds him over the middle. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. Still one more in their pocket to use. First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only one timeout left, and that clock winding down. Wilson now from the gun. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Once more, it's Wilson. Gets this to Slayton. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Only one timeout remaining. They've got to work quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Russ is cooking again. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throw caught at the 6. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now a try to keep a sliver of hope alive and make things a one-score game. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Less than 25 seconds to go. This onside try is for the game. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. Their lead's still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation,
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the